This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Meg Smit.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. And today I am so excited to introduce my new co-host for the podcast, Amber Betts. Hey, Amber.
Hello.
Welcome to the party, my friend.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So Amber and I are very good friends and colleagues. We've been working together for a couple of years now, I think. And our goal is to really bring neighbors together and provide our neighbors and other neighborhoods in the area with, platforms to communicate information and events and stay connected and really just share good news. And of course, we also promote local business owners through all of our channels, including our new podcast. So Amber, how excited are you about our new endeavor here?
This is so awesome. I'm super excited. I love networking and bringing the community together and being out there. I will say I've been had all this other stuff going on, so I've been kind of inconsistent. So I'm really excited to get this solidified, bring it all together. We have our magazines that we publish and they're awesome. And so, I publish the Highlands neighborhood, but we have other, so if you're not getting that, maybe you're in Wheat Ridge or the Applewood part of Wheat Ridge, Golden, Evergreen, wherever, but we have these publications all over the place. But we also are doing these newsletters via email. We do a bunch of stuff on social media, events, which I've done a lot of in the past, trying to kind of relaunch that too. But we really want to do something to make it more accessible and easy for the community and businesses to really get involved. And that's manageable for me as well, because we're all so busy. So I think this podcast is amazing. It's such a great idea. I'm excited to get this going. I think listeners are going to be really excited. They want to hear stories that wouldn't normally get told. They want to hear about local businesses that they can support. They want to feel good about their buying purchases. They, want to know that you're local. They want to know you share the same values. So our engagement has increased since we launched West Highland Living in the last year. But we want to take it to the next level. So it's just another way to share stories. So I'm really excited to do this with you, Meg.
Yeah. And I want to, second your statement about making it easy. So, coordinating with our publications and our writers and our social media isn't that difficult. But if you really just want to quickly get your story out there, this is the way to do it. You click a link, you book a time, either Amber or I hop on as your host, interview you. It takes less than 30 minutes. And then our team takes care of the rest. So they do all the post-production work. They send you a version to listen to. Then you just send us a logo, photo, etc. We use that to create a graphic and boom, your podcast is live. And we're promoting it through all of our channels that Amber mentioned. So we've got the magazines, the email newsletters, the social media, our hosted, happy hour networking events. So this podcast, everybody's going to know about it.
Exactly. I love it.
And it's part of a national network too. So I don't know if folks know that, but the Good Neighbor Podcast is national. It's the national show with the local audience because there are different versions of it throughout a lot of different, metro areas in the country. And so we are just the latest providers of one of the Good Neighbor podcasts. So that actually really helps with SEO too. So if you're looking to get found, this podcast will be a lot easier. So Amber, what do you think some common myths or misconceptions are about podcasting?
Well, that it's, again, what you just said about, broadcasting and editing and all these things that are really scary and time consuming and learning. And it's just just another thing on my plate. So this is a way to take that off of your desk and just engage really easily and click a couple buttons and review really all you have to do is review the questions and kind of prepare a little bit, but not much. And then you just sign on. So that's really cool. And the other thing is there's other platforms out there. Like in my neighborhood, there used to be another magazine that was similar some years ago. And some folks are like, oh, I've seen that before. I've heard of that. Well, maybe not. Check it out, because it was a different company. It was a different time. They had different things. Like, we've developed so many new things with our sports website and the way that we, blast out these stories, social media. Now with the podcast, things are quite a bit different now. So
yeah,
it's definitely worth checking out.
Absolutely. Yep. We're super excited just to make things easier for you business owners out there. And people really want to hear your stories, business owners. It's like, they understand the business. They know who you are, probably what your services are, but they don't really know about you. They don't know your face. They don't know what you do for fun. They don't know what other, things you're involved in the community. And this is your opportunity to really personify your business and your brand, because you likely do live right here in the communities that we serve and where our audiences are. And so it's nice for people to get to know you as a person. And speaking of that, Amber, let's get to know you a little bit more for the listeners. So what are you up to for fun? What do you do outside of work?
So I have been a workaholic recently, kind of post-COVID, but so I actually run another business, which is super seasonal. I'm actually in the travel industry. I'm a professional travel advisor, and that was very challenging and boring during the pandemic, as you can imagine. And I connected with Meg, and she's like, hey, check this out. You want to join me on this? And I'm like, this sounds fun. So I totally just jumped right in. And what I love about it is that it's all good news. That's all we do. It's positive. It's fun. People are so sick of politics and negative media. It's all doom and gloom. It's a break, and it's a way to make the world better for everybody at a local level. So that's why I really was like, yeah, let's do this. So, I've been working 2 jobs, and I'm just ready to manage it. And again, this podcast is just going to make it easier. So I do a lot of traveling, or I try to. I've been too busy, but besides that, I love to do stuff around all the Colorado stuff, skiing, hiking, biking, that kind of stuff. I do need a new bicycle, but I just love kind of just chilling. I love to cook and, just enjoy all the good stuff Colorado has to offer.
Excellent. Yeah, we get a lot of, I asked that question to all my guests, right? And so we get a lot of, oh, Colorado, I like being outdoors. And it's, how can you not? We are so lucky to live in such a great area and, to participate and see just all the beauty that's out there. And I'm so happy too, like you said, to be reporting good news.
Yes.
That's our goal here with the podcast, with our neighborhood magazines, our social channels, our email newsletters. We're here to brighten your day, share fun information, let you get to know each other, and really just connect the community together on a positive note. Let's celebrate the good stuff. It doesn't get celebrated enough.
Like your t-shirt, good vibes only.
Yeah, that's right. Right there. If you're watching this video, you'll see my trademark t-shirt, good vibes only.
And the other thing too is again, going back to making it easy, we also want engagement, just like from the community. You can get involved, even if you're shy or something, you don't want to be on the cover, that's fine. But you can click a button and you can nominate your best friend neighbor, or maybe they have a story to tell, or some other things is nominate. We're trying to boost up our sports reporting, so nominate an athlete, kids sports, pee-wee to prep, pro, coaches, somebody training for the Olympics, or any kind of a great sports story in the area we need. Other ideas are veterans, educators, first responders that deserve a shout out. You can even nominate your pets. We do a little pet corner in the publications. Obviously, they're not going to be in the podcast, but
we'll interview your furry friends and family members.
And we also do a little kiddo Q&A section that's really fun. So we just want to make it really easy. And even, back to businesses, if there's a business that you love and support and they've given you great service, like tell us about it. Like, let's tell that story too. Or did they go above and beyond or do something that another business wouldn't normally do? We want to hear those stories as well. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you're getting one of these publications in the mail, West Highland Living, Applewood Living, Wheat Ridge Living, look inside the publication. Right inside the cover, you'll see the contact information for our team of amazing writers, and you can send them content. You can send them ideas of people to connect with for content. And yeah, just overall, connect with us. We're all of our magazines are on social media. So if you want to chat with someone that way, you can look up Applewood Living, West Highland Living, Wheat Ridge Living, just with those handles. And then in Golden, we had to do Golden Living Colorado because the Golden Living was already taken. So yeah, follow us on Instagram at those handles and, send us messages because we'd love to connect with you to publish content that you're interested in sharing in our neighborhood magazines. And then, yeah, if you've got a local business that you know, like, and trust and want to see grow, then encourage them to go to gnpwestdenver.com and book an interview. It's super simple to be interviewed on this podcast. And then our team does the rest, and there's no cost to them. They can definitely, review that. If they wanted to be on like once a week, we might ask for a sponsorship. But this podcast is open for sponsorship, actually, and so are the publications. So for any business looking for highly engaging things to sponsor so that their brand awareness increases and they become the go-to resource, that's what we offer with all of these different platforms. So Amber, after everything that we've shared, is there one more thing that you can think of that you wish our listeners knew about the podcast or our publications?
Gosh, we covered a lot of ground. I just think that, again, getting involved, our world is so messy and like disconnected, and, social media is just like, it can be used in good ways and in negative ways. So this is just a way to do that differently, to really like get back to like old school hanging out with your neighbors, like, borrowing the sugar and stuff like that. Like that's kind of what we want to do. So let's encourage that in our communities.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. Great point. Yeah. We really want to just connect folks together and help you remember that, you've got a great community here of businesses and neighbors and positive activities and news. So we're happy to connect the dots for everybody.
Yeah.
So how can listeners learn more? Obviously, we don't have like a, storefront that you're going to come by, but for you, Amber, West Highland Living on social media, and then also tell them about your travel, advisory business.
So I only offer my travel services very selectively. I mostly just do luxury travel, small ship cruising, river cruising in Europe. So that's where I specialize. So I'm happy to talk to folks about that. If you're looking at like Mexico or like all inclusives or something, I will point you in the right direction, but that's just not something I do. But if you want to talk more, feel free to reach out to me. Again, those social media handles are great. My email, it's A for Amber, Betts, BETTS at bestversionmedia.com. Again, it's ABETTS at bestversionmedia.com. My direct phone number is 303-359-2140. And you can text me. Text is great. 303-359-2140. And yeah, those are good ways to reach me.
Awesome. And thank you so much for joining me in the podcast world as a co-host. I'm super excited. I mean, right when I launched this, it just filled up my calendar, everybody. So it's already really popular. And so I'm very happy to have Amber on.
To help you out a little.
Help, just get all these stories out there. It's definitely, none of what we do is like a one-person show. We have a great team of designers and production assistants and writers and photographers. And so they are all very wonderful, but I'm so excited to have someone helping with the actual hosting of the podcast.
Let's get it done.
Yeah, thank you so much. And everybody, that's a wrap for this episode.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com.